Mexico will start off serving. It's 0-0. One serving 0. First point for Mexico. Quick 2.0 start for Team Mexico. Good side out for USA. Nice clean down the line. That's the way I like it. Zero serving 2. USA second server. First point for Team USA.
This is girls 14 doubles we're watching, just the start of the match. They got going while we were interviewing Dr. Budd. A wealth of experience, and Laura, 86 years old, and you should see him play table tennis.
I would love to.
He's amazing. He actually converted his garage into a table tennis training center.
No way.
And trains in table tennis, and he's very active, and you can see it as well, how he's very young at 86.
He is, and I think it's fantastic that he came to an event like this where we are, you know, featuring the next generation. And I was talking a little bit with his daughter who is here with him, and she's just so happy that he can share this, especially with these young up-and-coming players who can kind of see where it all started.
And these up-and-coming players are Mexico and the United States. We have Griffin serving, Hernandez over on the right side for Mexico. And then Mahoney is about to hit it there, over on the right is Julia Stein. The 5 serving 1. Griffin is the defending champion in singles from last year. I believe they also won doubles, so this is a stiff test for the Americans. I believe that Mahoney is stepping up to the 14s for the first time. She won the 12s, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, last year. And so it's different. We talked about it already. There could be 2, maybe even 2.5-year differences between these groups based on age. And so it's a challenge to come from where you're the oldest person in a division to now I'm one of the youngest.
I tell you what, though, I remember Mahoney from last year's Junior Worlds, and she must have grown like 4 inches since last year. She just has really sprouted.
And the other difference you see is that they start to hit it much, much harder, too. 2 serving 5. Doubles is a game of runs, so let's see if the U.S. can go on 1. And soft hands from Griffin on the left side. Typically in doubles, the better player takes the backhand side. I'd say that is Griffin, considering that she has won singles.
Oh, so she'll be in the finals for singles, or you just mean in the past?
I believe she is also in the finals,
Fantastic.
but she won last year as well. That happens a lot. If you have a really talented player coming through the age group, they tend to win it every year. A good example of that is Gabby Martinez, who I think is going to be on our stream later today. She's won every age division and was playing in the World Championships at the adult level at 12.
3 serving 5. Mahoney serving. Oh, nice backhand from Griffin.
Looked a little unsighted. That's Stein on the right side.
I feel like all of the girls out there now, they look a little bit older than 14s. I'm pretty surprised that this is just the 14s division.
Oh, you can see she had it on her racket, Stein on the right side. It was a good rally from both teams. 7 serving 3. Example of an effective ceiling ball, gives a half out. Both players on a doubles team get the opportunity to serve after the first serve of each game.
Wow.
Pinch winner. It's one of those rules that I've never quite understood, Laura. It's one of those ones that's very difficult to explain, that the first time you serve in a game, only one of the partners gets a chance to serve. And it would be much easier if just both of them got a chance to serve, because in game 2, it switches over to the other team. And I'm assuming that it's just because in the tiebreaker, they elect, do I receive or do I serve, if they have the opportunity to make that decision. It's one of those rules where people can actually write to the IRF and make rule suggestions, and they go to a rules committee. And part of those examples are changing the number of timeouts that we have. We used to have 3 per game. Now we have 2. We used to have 5 appeals when we have line judges. Now it's 3. And we used to have 5 minutes between games 2 and the tiebreaker, and now it's 2. And the idea behind all of those decisions is just to speed up these matches, make them more entertaining, keep it quite short.
It looks like we can see off to the right side of the screen where Team Mexico is something with one of the players' rackets. Looks like something with Griffin's racket. She looked like she took out an extra racket that she has. Her coach, Alan Palomino, looks like he just took off with one of the rackets. Not sure what happened down there.
I wasn't sure who her coach was. I don't think Palomino's here.
No.
It might be Perea. We'll see when he comes back. Irrespective, 8-3. And a good example of a timeout well used by the United States. Side out. 5 points behind. A good shot from Hernandez. I'd like to see Mahoney try to take control of this match, try to shoot it a little bit more as opposed to just keeping the ball up. There's a good example. I'd like her to attack that shot, because otherwise what happens is the U.S. just play defense hoping Mexico make a mistake, and right now they're just a little too good. So the Mexican coach is Miguel Gardea. He was coaching the boys' doubles we just saw a few minutes ago.
8 serving 3.
A replay called. I'm a little surprised by that.
Ace serve. Kind of jammed up Mahoney there in the back of the court. Makes it 9-3. Wow, a nice little flick of the wrist there from Mahoney for a half out. It's a good reaction.
So we saw in the last match when the Mexico were playing the U.S. team at the end of the first game switched sides, and it seemed to work in their favor. Terrific hands there from Griffin on the left side to get 10-3. We'll see if the U.S. maybe try to do something different, because as it stands, although they're playing pretty well, the points differential is a concern. So is it the serve? Do they need a better serve? Or is it just positioning? Or is one player not as good as the other, and so one needs to take more control of the match?
Nice serve from Stein for a point.
And again.
Oh, 2 in a row. All right, so we can eliminate the fact that maybe it's the serve, or Stein has switched something up, and that's working for her. 2 aces in a row.
If she can keep up that accuracy, even that's not a bad serve, and gives her an opportunity. So a momentum shift, 3 points in a row for the Americans. And it's all coming from this Z serve. Oh, miscommunication. And that's an example of where players may not be familiar with playing each other that much. And so if they're not living locally together and playing with each other on a regular basis, that can be difficult. And again, miscommunication this time from Mexico.
Well, it's going both sides.
7 serving 10. So 4 points in a row for the U.S. Mexico might want to take a timeout. So an avoidable hinder is called. An avoidable hinder is a situation where a player is impeding the straight shot to the front wall of another player.
Oh, took a bit of a funny bounce there. And Mexico gets a point off the serve.
There's different ways to achieve an avoidable hinder. It's not that simple, of course, but you can read about those IRF rules on our website, internationalracquetball.com. Of course, we have all the results and scores and schedule for these World Juniors and past results of all the other tournaments that the IRF have held over the last 10, 12 years.
USA starting to look a little bit frustrated.
13 serving 7. Replay call. The Mexicans do seem to hit the ball with a little bit more pop than the Americans. When you listen to the sound of the ball hitting the wall, it seems to be a little harder, but in that situation, Hernandez skips it, second server. The U.S. got 4 points the last time they served, so they really, really need this side out. Oh, not able to get it off the glass. Game point number 1. No harm in taking a timeout here. It's 14-7. Why not? The odds are in your favor for getting the point. They elect not to. And they knew something I didn't. Beautiful shot from Stein on the right side. 7-14. Half out, cracks on the sidewall.
You can hear the communication a little bit. I hope you're catching that on that court mic that we have down there too. But communication is so crucial in doubles.
Absolutely, and I've talked this week about the importance of having a captain, somebody who's thinking about decisions, tactical. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best player. I think sometimes doubles partners or even sports teams make the mistake of saying, well, you know what, Laura, you're just the best player on the team, so you're going to be the captain because you must know the most.
Right, and that doesn't necessarily ring true.
And it's also about leadership as well, and maybe setting a good example, being positive. There's all sorts of qualities that make a good captain. So Mexico take game 1, 15-8.
We have a replay of that last play real quick. Let's take a look at that. Game point winner. Hernandez. Stein's opportunity.
And you see it just caught the edge of the glass and went down the wall instead of kicking out, which caused Stein to make an errant shot.
We'll take a quick break before going into game 2, so don't go anywhere. There's more of the IRF Junior World Championship in just a moment. We're back. Stein starts off serving. It's like an aggressive start to game 2. I like it.
Wow. A boast. I don't know if that was deliberate. So what happened is she hit the left side wall, it bounced over to the right side wall, and then bounced and hit the front wall. Hernandez. Good rally to start this game. Excellent shot from Hernandez, gives Mexico a point. Again, the U.S., they're playing well. They're not playing poorly at all, but you just feel they're kind of pushing the ball back, and that's what I want to see from Stein, really going for it. Make Mexico earn it, as opposed to just giving them opportunities. There's a good example. Mahoney hitting the ball, striking it, as opposed to just trying to get the ball back to the wall. Half out. 1-0.
Oh, look at that. She hits it behind her back, Mahoney. Oh, what a get. Awesome rally.
Oh, no, it's a court hinder. Or it should be. Zero serves one. Half out. So I think that might have been an attempt at a jam serve to go in between the Mexican pair. Not quite. And a skip from Mahoney. She has to take those opportunities. It wasn't a great return from Griffin. Oh, good effort. Not quite, though. Another point for Team Mexico. So I was just checking the draw, and Griffin is in the final. She'll be playing that tomorrow against Michaela or Nika Meneses from Bolivia. Griffin defeated Annie Roberts of the USA, 15-3, 15-9 to advance to that final. And you can see Laura when she hits that serve, beautiful reverse pinch. Watch her forehand. It's not your classic swing. She almost swings under it as she hits it. It highlights the fact that you can have many different techniques in racquetball. Great pickup. Oh, wow.
Another behind the back from Mahoney.
That time Griffin puts it down with a backhand pinch in the corner.
Second serve for Griffin.
And that's where Mahoney, I was just, you know, hit it. You've got to hit that. Don't hesitate, be confident. You've gotten to the semifinals, so go for it. You don't want to walk away going, I wish I had played, or I wish I had done this. Play your game, do your best, go for your shots, and if you don't make them, then that means you're not there yet, and you have to go back and get to the practice, get on the court and practice.
Well, we've seen some great reactions from Mahoney. She has a great, look at this. She has a great wrist flick coming up. I think it's here now. Look at that, behind the back, catches it.
Incredible athleticism.
And then we see her continuing in that rally. Here, there's the continuation. She's gonna hit the floor here.
What a get.
Great effort. But she's got to go for it on every single point, and I think that's what you're saying.
Right, and you saw the one just before she dove for it. She was kind of pulling back as opposed to striking through the wall. Good timeout for the Americans. Second server, 6-0.
Zero serving 6. Big skip from Stein. It'll be a half out. Mahoney serves. Still 0-6.
Wow. That's a confident shot from Griffin.
Yeah, and it looked so fast, too.
Almost casual. I do this all the time.
Right. That's the thing I like. I've seen that a little bit from Team Mexico, is that like casual confidence. And I think it's got to be a bit spoken to how much they train and how much they are able to train together as a team in most respects.
Exactly. Good practice leads to confidence. You know you can hit that shot in practice. You can do it in a game. What some players try to do is hit shots that they're not comfortable hitting in a game because they feel like they have to do something above what they're capable of actually doing, and consequently they tend to make some mistakes when they shouldn't. Maybe going for shots that they don't normally hit is a good example of that.
Oh, what a get.
Great defense.
Keeps it up there.
Two bounces was called on Mahoney's get, I believe. You can see Charlie Bratt trying to clarify.
Looks like they're appealing. USA is appealing. She threw up the little hand signal. See if we can take a look at that real quick while they debate it.
The advantage of replay.
course, it's on our front camera, so I don't know if you'll be able to totally capture that second bounce.
I think she got it. You can make up your own mind. So it's a replay. 8 serving 0. Sorry, 7.
7.
He'd given a point and it was overturned. But that's a skip. This division is a little different to your typical division. Almost all divisions have a round robin format for a few days, which determines seeding into a single elimination bracket. But this is actually round robin throughout the week. And so it's important for these players that they get as many games won as possible. Not only matches, but games won, because it's totaled at the end. And the Mexican team lost earlier to Costa Rica in a tiebreaker, and that could come back to haunt them. If Costa Rica are able to close out an undefeated round robin, they will be crowned world champions.
Wow. So
Costa Rica hoping that the U.S. can do something here, but they're down 10-0. Second serve.
Half out now, yep. Second server for Mexico.
I'm impressed with this Mexican team primarily because Hernandez is playing within her limits. She's not trying to do too much. Griffin is the better player, won the national championship in Mexico. And so she's just trying to control the right side, not do nothing spectacular, but also trying not to skip it. Keep the ball in play, allow her teammate to take the majority of offensive shots. Wow. Great shot. Great shot by Stein on the right side.
The ball hits 3 walls. It'll be a second serve for Stein. He's going after Hernandez.
Couple of points for the Americans.
2 serving 10. Let's see if Stein keeps serving to Hernandez. It's working. Wonder if she'll switch it up. Goes back to Hernandez.
There's the skip that I was talking about Hernandez not making. And here she makes one, and now 4 points in a row for the Americans.
Another 3-wall serve, so that'll be a second serve for Stein. She's the first server for USA.
And just a mistake, half out for the Americans. 43 minutes into this match. This is round robin. Incidentally, I mentioned Costa Rica earlier. They're playing Bolivia at the same time as this match, and both of them are undefeated. So there's a lot of tension going into that match, knowing that if I win this, then I am very, very close to a gold medal.
That's exciting. Oh, what a get.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Fist pump from Mahoney, sprawling on the floor, earns a half out. Great athleticism from the American. Good decision. You saw the ball bounce sideways as it hit the corner of the wall and glass on the left side.
Skip from Stein. Quick point for Team Mexico, 11-4. Griffin into the ground. USA with an opportunity now. Nice.
Look at that emotion from Stein. That's what the Americans need. They're playing a little flat. They need some motivation. 5 serving 11. They're not out of this by any stretch.
And Stein just really pulling through right now for USA.
And you can hear the American contingent in the crowd. I think Mexico are appealing a good serve. No, they continue.
6-11.
Laura, I saw a 10-1 advantage this morning, and the player lost 15-10. So you can't give up, even when you're down significantly. Momentum can change. People can change their self-control. You can start to hit better shots. They can start to make mistakes. It can and does happen. So for the Americans, they can't give up. They're down 11-6. They just need to keep fighting 1 point at a time, believing in their ability.
With that ball out.
And that's a big mistake. So that's a point for Mexico, 3 points away from the second game and match.
Oh.
Little fist pump from Griffin. She hasn't been very emotional, and she can and does get emotional at times. 13-6. Timeout. USA, that's their second and final timeout. Good decision. You can see Charlie Pratt, Jody Nance on the right side. Over to the left, Miguel Gardea from Mexico, working with his athletes.
So I did want to show this replay. Stein kind of dominating on this point. She had a couple of great rallies in a row for Team USA. And I like to see her taking some control here.
And it started with a good serve.
And look at that energy. Like that.
The challenge is to take that energy and continue with that energy when you make a mistake. Because otherwise you go up and down, up and down. You really need to find that sweet spot and try and stay there when it comes to your emotions. What works best for you when you play your very best? For some people, they need to calm down. They get too wound up, and so they overswing and they overhit. And for some people, they're too flat and they need to raise their emotional levels. So look at that. A timeout called. USA find themselves serving. Let's see if she sticks with this C serve. It seems to have worked in the second game.
Nice. Again, I'm liking Stein's energy too, and I feel like she's doing a good job of pumping up her teammate Mahoney, who we mentioned. This is her first year playing in this division at 14s. Oh.
That's unlucky. It's just not a great shot from Hernandez, and it catches Stein unexpectedly high. Second server.
Oh, nice from Mahoney.
That was her forehand, and you just wonder if she's more comfortable on the forehand side. She took that very confidently compared to some of her backhand shots. Hernandez. Stein. Great wide angle. What a great view. You could see the ball kiss that sidewall and scoot back to the middle of the court. Both players are standing side by side. Nobody is covering in the back.
9-14 for Team USA.
Oh, Mahoney, great get. Oh, not that time, though, by Stein. Side out. Good run from the U.S. They need to keep this momentum going. It's getting tighter in that court. 13-9. Oh, beautiful touch.
Scoops that one, though. A little bit. She does have a bit of like an untraditional little swing in that forehand.
Yeah, she does. She kind of swings around and through it. It's hard to describe.
Oh.
hits our court camera. Sorry about that, Mexico, USA. We just wanted a replay for more action.
14-9.
Good pickup. Oh, almost. And there it is.
The winner.
Mexico take this round robin match 15-8, 15-9.